What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Hollywood Hogan back in the Clickbait Kitchen, aka Clickbait Studios. We haven't done this in a while, and I've been kind of MIA for the week because I was at my dad's for one, and I forgot my tripod, so I couldn't really film anything other than a little short wannabe vlogs, I guess. But we're back. I hope you guys had a happy New Year's. Welcome to 2018. But we're gonna take a little step back and go back to 2017 just for a little bit because I want to tell you my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. Top 10 favorite movies of 2017. Number one is gonna probably leave you a little bit shook. I'm gonna admit to you right now, you're not gonna expect what my favorite movie of 2017 was. But let's just jump right into it. Let's get into it at number 10. So let me explain how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go from 10 to 1. I'm gonna tell you why I like the movie, why I didn't like about the movie, but why it ended up in my top 10 list. So let's just start with number 10, Blade Runner 2049, starring Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. The return to the Blade Runner universe, directed by Denis Villeneuve, who I think is an absolutely fantastic director. He's had two great movies 2 years in a row with Arrival, and then this year Blade Runner, 2017 Blade Runner. Blade Runner is just a fantastic movie. I gotta admit it. It was a really good movie. It was art. It was like an artistic movie that I loved. I love those movies that just have that wide range of cinematography. Cinematography in Blade Runner is some of the best I've seen in any movie ever. Like, that movie is just spectacular. I think it's one of the best shot movies ever. The acting is great. The story is great. Blade Runner is a really good movie. I think the only problem I had with it is that it dragged a lot. A lot of times where you just want them to get to the point and it still kind of just drags. But that's Blade Runner, I know some people were bored of it. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it did drag. But I thought it was great because it was just a really good story. Gosling acted his butt off. Harrison Ford coming back into another iconic role like he did for Star Wars. It was fantastic. A lot of fan service there. But Harrison Ford is still one of the greatest actors of all time. And he can still act his butt off too. Him and Gosling, I think, have a good chemistry together. And I thought the movie was great. I think they held on to Harrison Ford for a little bit too long. Like, they didn't show him... how can I say this? They waited too long to show Harrison Ford, pretty much. His character should have been in like the midway, but they waited like 2 hours into the movie to show Harrison Ford, unfortunately. But I still think Blade Runner was a great movie just because the cinematography was absolutely amazing. It was perfect. And Denis Villeneuve is an amazing director. He's one of my favorite directors right now. This guy could direct his butt off. If he does direct a new James Bond movie, I would definitely go watch it. I have not watched any of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, but if Denis Villeneuve is directing it, I'll be there. So that's number 10. Going into number 9, Logan. Hugh Jackman's last role as the Wolverine, as Logan. That movie, it's the X-Men Western movie. It's like a Clint Eastwood movie. I thought it was freaking fantastic. It's one of the best send-offs for a superhero movie. Excuse me, I got like a little flu going on. We don't know. Everybody in California is kind of sick right now, but I'm getting over it. I gotta get better for Friday. But anyways, back to Logan. Logan's a really good movie, man. It's action-packed. It's very, very dramatic. It's very, very well directed. The character development, the cast is phenomenal. I think this is one of Professor Xavier's best movies of all the X-Men movies. Again, Hugh Jackman just hits another home run. The girl that played the mini Wolverine, I was calling her. I forget her name right now, but she was fantastic. I was really hoping that they would go forward with her as the next Wolverine. I thought that was a really cool way to go with her because she hit a home run in this movie. She was fantastic. She was one of the... When I left this movie, I had hope for the Wolverine, for the story to continue with her. Unfortunately, now that Disney owns Fox, I don't think that's what we're getting. I think we're going to get a recast of the Wolverine, unfortunately, and they're going to do their own different thing. So it's unfortunate that there's not going to be a continuation of the Logan story because I felt like there was stuff to build off of, especially with the girl. I think she hit a home run with a lot of audience people, and Logan was really good. I think my only problem with Logan was the villain, and I think it's because I feel it's kind of like a cheap way to do things. I was really hoping Sabretooth would be the villain. I feel like that would have been a nice way to bring it all back together. But that having a copy of Logan or whatever it was, it kind of just it didn't sit well with me. But again, God, that ending is just so sad. If you didn't cry at that ending of Logan, bless you. You gotta. You can keep it together because I bawled my eyes out at the end of Logan. That was just brutal. The movie was fantastic, though. I absolutely loved it. Logan was a really good movie, but it wasn't my favorite superhero movie of all time because coming in at number 8, Justice League. Now, that's going to get a lot of people mad. They're going to call me DC fanboy and all that stuff. But listen to me. I'm a huge fan, and I became a fan of DC and Justice League because of the Batman animated series and the Justice League animated series. Those two animated series, of which I think are one of the greatest of all time, really brought me into the whole DC universe. And to me, I know a lot of people are still mad about Justice League because it's not Zack Snyder's cut. But to me, Justice League, the movie, was very, very similar to the animated series. So as someone who loved the animated series, I was content. I was happy. I enjoyed Justice League for what it was, you know? Sure, were there problems? Was the villain kind of lame? Yeah. Was the resurrection of Superman kind of like not right? Could it have been better? Yeah. Could have some of the interactions been better? Could have Batman could have been better? Sure. Could have the story been better? Yes. There's a lot of problems with Justice League. But as a fan, and somebody who again loved the animated series, I loved Justice League. I thought Justice League did its job. It's the characters were great. The chemistry between the group was great. Momoa stood out as Aquaman. That's building up for his movie directed by James Wan coming out in December. The Flash, Ezra Miller hit a home run. Even the person that I was questioning the most, Ray Fisher, Cyborg, did an amazing job in this movie. So everybody hit a home run. I know there's a lot of doubt in the future. Now everybody's saying that they're going to start the universe over. Fortunately, this movie did not make enough money. Start here. So I just have to cut the video. My bad. I thought somebody was like breaking into our house, but it was just my family coming back to pick up something because they forgot because they're at the store. That's usually when I film stuff. But let's get back into it. Justice League. Look, I know people don't like it. I know people were disappointed. It bombed in the box office. You can't take that away from anybody. It did disappoint. But me personally, as a fan, excuse me again. I loved it. I had a good time with that. I enjoyed it. It was a fun time at the movies. I love the cast. I still think Ben Affleck's the best Batman of all time. Do I need a Zack Snyder cut? No, because I feel like that's just such a lazy way of just being like, this movie wasn't good, but here's the better version. Just release the better version, you know? Warner Brothers needs to stop getting involved so much, you know? Just let the director do his thing. If you didn't want Zack Snyder to direct Justice League, you shouldn't have, kept him on board. As simple as that. If you were disappointed with the Batman v Superman reaction, then as soon as that happened, you should have pulled the plug on Zack Snyder. You should have not brought this on. And a lot of the blame should go to Warner Brothers because they did mishandle this situation. But I liked it for what it was as a fan of Justice League and DC and all that. I thought it was good. It could have been better, but I enjoyed it. And it comes up number 8 on my list. Number 7 is a movie that I just watched like a couple of days ago. It's Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. Holy cow, man. I just watched it again like 4 days ago. Woo, that movie is intense. Let me tell you, that movie is intense as hell. I mean, wow. Wow, that movie is great. I should have watched that movie sooner. That movie's great. It has great directing, great music, great cast, great acting, great storytelling. Tom Hardy was fantastic. I know Ryan hates Tom Hardy, but Tom Hardy was amazing in this movie. Harry Styles, who I thought I would probably hate, I did hate, but for the reasons because he was acting his butt off and did a great job. Dunkirk's amazing. Christopher Nolan hit another home run. I know a lot of people aren't Christopher Nolan fans. I am because I love The Dark Knight and all that. But wow, this movie is top-notch movies. Like, this is a really good movie. I love movies that, doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but the sound and the music just bring up so many emotions, dude. And Dunkirk is one of those movies that I just think it was fantastic. It was great. I highly recommend, if you have not seen Dunkirk, go watch it. But watch it somewhere where you can listen to it with a really good sound because it is fantastic. Number 6 on my list of my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. We're going to go with Patty Jenkins' amazing historical making Wonder Woman. The first solo female movie, Wonder Woman, starring Gal Gadot. Wow. Yes, wow, Zazu, that movie was great. Wonder Woman is the best origin movie of all time. Best superhero origin movie of all time. Wonder Woman really is a fantastic movie. That war scene, No Man's Land scene in Wonder Woman is probably one of the best comic book superhero movie scenes of all time. It's emotional. It's great. Sure, could the villain been a little bit better? Of course, it could have been way better. I think it could have been a really good movie. And I mean, he loved it. I loved it. Wonder Woman is just great, and I'm excited that Patty Jenkins is doing the second one. Wonder Woman is the cream of the crop for DC movies, and it was fantastic. Wonder Woman is it's going to be a great trilogy. I think Wonder Woman's going to be a game-changing trilogy. It's set up, right here. If you want to make another female superhero movie, Wonder Woman is now the top. It's the example we need to set because Wonder Woman was a gigantic home run. DC should be super proud of it, and I think Wonder Woman is the only reason why DC is like staying afloat right now, unfortunately. But Wonder Woman was great. It was one of the best movies I've seen, and one of the best superhero movies I've seen, and it's the best superhero origin movie of all time. Coming in at number 6, I'm gonna go with Baby Driver. Just one of the surprise movies of the year. Baby Drivers was fantastic. Great cast. Jamie Foxx was amazing. John Hamm was amazing. 1 second, please. Okay, so now we're in a new location because the bird wouldn't, stay quiet. But anyways, Baby Driver, fantastic soundtrack. It was like La La Land on speed. That's the best way I could tell you about Baby Driver. It was fantastic. It was a great movie. It was awesome. It was a fun time. It was very goodly directed. I know there's a person in that movie that he should not be named anymore because he had a bad 2017. The boy got exposed, but Baby Driver was great. I had a good time with Baby Driver. I would love a sequel to that movie if they're considering one. I thought it was fantastic. Again, the soundtrack to that movie, the directing, the cinematography, all of that. Baby Driver was a big surprise for me, and I really enjoyed the movie. I thought Jamie Foxx was fantastic in it. I gotta say, Jamie Foxx was probably one of the best Jamie Foxx roles I've seen in a long time. So bravo to the guys who made Baby Driver because it was a very great surprise. But the other big surprise is my number 4 movie of the year, Get Out. Holy cow, that movie was a game changer. I mean, that is, one of the best horror movies I've seen in a long time. Get Out was really, really, really good. Just from beginning to end, that movie was just a game changer. It was trippy. It was greatly directed. The story was fantastic. The twist, the turns, the message it was sending in that movie, as much as some people wanted to complain about it, a lot of people loved that. I loved it. I thought it was a great message, a great subliminal message. What a great idea for a horror movie. I forget the guy who directed that. I know he's from that sketch show on Comedy Central. I think it was like Jordan Peele or something. But just the message you're sending and to make a story about that is very intelligent and very good. And the acting was great. They had comedy in it, which I very much enjoyed. And Get Out was just a fantastic, fantastic movie. And if you haven't seen it, I know I showed it to Mooney and she fell asleep, but that was because she was jet lagged. I think she needs to see it again. It's a movie you need to see a couple times, but from the first go, I loved Get Out. I think Get Out was fantastic, and it was just a really, really good movie. And it comes in at number 3, number 4, I think. Yeah, number 4 of my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. Before I tell you my 3rd favorite movie of 2017, I just want to say 2017 was a great year for horror movies. From Get Out to Annabelle Creation to this movie, It. Wow, man. The story about It is that I've been always scared of it. I was always scared of the original It character. I'll tell you the story real quick of why. When I was like 4 years old, or 5 years old, we were living in this new place. It was like a 2-story like condo kind of thing. And we were staying there, and my mom left me upstairs in her room, and she went downstairs to wash the dishes. And on TV came this like clown, and she thought it was like a funny clown that would like make me laugh and stuff. Well, unfortunately, as we know now, it wasn't a cool clown. It was the clown that ate children and dragged children under the freaking, the sink and stuff. And it was so petrifying as a kid to watch that, and I freaked out. So I've always been afraid of clowns, especially that one. So when they announced they're making another It, I was like not down with it. But of course I watched it because I love the feeling of being scared. That's one of the best feelings for me, is just getting scared. And not a lot of movies scare me. The remake of It is way scarier than the old one. The old one is actually pretty dumb compared to this one. This new It movie is fantastic, and Bill Skarsgård was one of the best Pennywise ever. Like, he was just great. He was fantastic. He was scary. He was intimidating. His facial reactions, the horror in this movie, the blood. But not just that, the cast, the children in this movie were fantastic. They didn't try to play them off as something like, well, we're really good, kids. They were kids. They acted like they cussed like kids. They acted bad like kids. They were cocky like kids. And I like that. You gave us the real version of how kids are at that age. You didn't try to, Christian them up or make them all nice and stuff. This is how kids are sometimes. And I love that they did that. And I love the directing team. And I love that this movie was just, the story was better. The acting was better. The clown was better. Everything was better about this remake. And it's really hard to remake horror movies and make it better than the old one. They did a really good job, and Get Out, it was fantastic. Excuse me again. It was really great, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a good time in the movie. I saw it twice, and both times that freaking movie scared the living heck out of me. It was just petrifying. But yeah, it was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I would actually wait though for the director's cut. If you have, there's the director's cut dropping this year. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend just waiting a little bit, let the director's cut drop, and then watch. If you have not watched it, I have. It's fantastic. I'm gonna watch the director's cut when it drops. I should actually own the movie, and I'll probably watch it tonight. But number 2 on my list, we're down to the final 2, guys. Give me a drum roll, please. Number 2 on my list. I mean, come on, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. A lot of people are gonna be mad about that. A lot of people may not. There's a lot of, discussion about it on social media. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is that your Luke Skywalker? Is that not your Luke Skywalker? I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved it for all the reasons people hated it, because it wasn't the same usual Star Wars movie. Rian Johnson went in there and made a Star Wars movie that was absolutely different. He made a Star Wars movie with his own style, his own flavor, and his own taste. Didn't do a copy and paste like JJ. He made his own Star Wars movie. He did what he was supposed to do. This new trilogy, as I said a bunch of times on social media and on this channel, the new trilogy isn't based on Luke and Leia and Han. This new trilogy is based slowly on Rey and Kylo Ren. That's it. This is what the story is about. It's about these two characters both having conflicts with light and darkness. And obviously one is headed one way, the other one is headed the other way, but they're connected in a way. And we saw that in The Last Jedi because the movie's based on them. That's who the movie's based off of. Luke and Han and Leia, their story was told, and we saw it in the original trilogy, the OTs. We saw that story. And Luke's story ended when he saved his father. This is a whole new story, guys. Yes, it does have the fundamentals of an old Star Wars movie. The Skywalker branch is still there. But at the end of the day, this isn't about Luke, And I think a lot of people went into this movie expecting the same Star Wars movie, the same Star Wars humor, the same Star Wars, cinematography, all that stuff. They expected the same Star Wars movie period. They expected the same Luke story, the same everything. And Rian Johnson went for it. Give Rian Johnson this credit. He could have made what JJ did. He could have done what JJ did, and he didn't. He made his own Star Wars movie. And from the guy who made Looper, I expected him to do exactly what he did, and I loved it. Were there some scenes that I still am confused about? Sure. I'm not gonna get to spoilers yet. I did talk about spoilers, but some people haven't watched it. It's already been like a month. But okay, fine. Spoilers. If you have not watched The Last Jedi, skip all this and go to my number 1 movie. The Snoke death scene, yes, I still question it because they just built this guy up. It made him seem really cool just to take him away from us. That's the one scene where I'm still conflicted about. But other than that, I absolutely love The Last Jedi. It's one of the best movies I've seen. It's a great experience. And to me, it's the second best Star Wars movie I've ever seen because it stands out. It's different from the rest. And it was a good time. I enjoyed it, It is really long, but it's really good. It's really good. Now, for the number 1 movie of 2017, in my opinion, first of all, you guys could disagree. If you want to leave me your top 10 list down below, go right ahead. We could debate about this. Number 1 movie. This is going to leave you guys shook as hell. And I sorry if I look like all crappy and all that stuff because I'm just trying to get over this flu and it's like really bad lighting in here. Sorry, I had to move. But anyways, the number 1 movie of 2017 for Hollywood Hogan. Drum roll, please. Hopefully, there's a drum roll, audio on my laptop that I can add right here. If not, I just look like an idiot doing this. But anyways, the number 1 movie of 2017, holy moly, it is Logan Lucky. If you're shook, don't be, because it's a great movie, man. Logan Lucky is one of the best movies that I've seen. This movie, from character development, from storytelling, from acting, from directing, it just hit a home run in all those areas. It has comedy, it has drama, it has action. Channing Tatum's character is phenomenal. Daniel Craig's character is perfect. And Adam Driver has easily became, and quickly became, one of my all-time favorite actors. Adam Driver is absolutely fantastic in every role I've seen him in. And Logan Lucky is no different. He is just really, really good in this movie. He's just he's like a stone-faced dude, but he is just, you would think of his character as somebody that's not very, he's just very to himself, he's very robotic, but in such a good way that Adam Driver is just fantastic in this movie. and so is Tatum, and so is Daniel Craig, and these guys all together, the chemistry, the storytelling, the like I said, the character, you know, just how they develop through the movie is one of the best I've seen in all time. You know, Logan Lucky was a huge surprise to me, but it was fantastic. It was funny. It was the best time I had at the movies in 2017, and Logan Lucky was just great. If you have not seen that movie, I highly, highly recommend it to you because it was the best movie that I saw in 2017, guys. And I know a lot of people are going to be like shocked about that, but Logan Lucky was that good. It was that well directed. It was that well acted. It was that well written. It was just based off a true story, but it was great. It was really good. So I highly recommend you go check out Logan Lucky. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know it's kind of choppy, kind of dumb, and kind of whatever, but I've been wanting to do this video for a while. And I know, unfortunately, this is the only chance I get to do it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. I'm hyped for 2018. We're starting 2018 with Insidious. I'm gonna watch that Friday. Hopefully that doesn't disappoint, but if you want to see our review for Insidious, you know, just subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more videos or, you know, hear me ramble and get frustrated and cut things differently, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button. Description is down below. Go check out AmazingClicks.net, our sponsor. Go check out the Faith and Savannah show. If you want to hit us up on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, links are down below in the description. But don't forget to hit that thumb and hit the subscribe button for more videos, guys. Again, I apologize for this video not being like that good, but this is the best I could do right now in the circumstances I was in. I'm sorry I didn't post that much last week. Well, I'll get into details why I didn't post that much this last week and why I keep saying last week was the worst week of my life. But we'll do that on Friday when Mooney comes back. Again, Mooney's back on Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am Hollywood Holguin, of course. You know, thank you for the support. If you want to, I've been saying 2018 is our year, guys. 2018, we're going to try to grow the channel, give you more videos, more trailer reactions, because I heard a certain Star Wars trailer is about to drop soon. A teaser trailer. Woo! Gotta get hyped for that. Gotta get hyped for that Solo movie. I don't know, guys, but you're going to get a lot more reactions, a lot more reviews, a lot more movie talk on this channel. So if you love movies and you want to hear more rants and more debates and more reviews and more trailer reactions, hit the thumb, subscribe to Clickbait, join the Clickbait Click, too sweet, and thank you so much for watching, man. I hope you guys have a fantastic 2018. I know it's the day after New Year's, but Happy New Year's, and this was my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. Peace out, guys.